Hey everyone, good morning. I'm Courtney Courtwright. Thanks for joining me for 30 minutes of feel-good news to kickstart your weekend. Lighthouses are all along the coast of North and South Carolina, and for many, seeing them, it's like stepping back in time. While many are run by the government, there's only one left in North Carolina that runs like it was back in the 1800s. Maureen Worse has more.
But anytime I'm out at night, I know exactly what 17 seconds of darkness feels like now.
On the edge of nowhere. It's often the only warning between a sailor and a shipwreck.
Without, gosh, you have when you're like, I can't see a thing. It's immediately frightening.
Without it, uncertainty. But with it, relief. Because there are those whose job it is to keep the light on.
If you had this job, you would not quit it either, right?
For the last 17 years, Megan Agresto has been one of the light keepers living and working at the Currituck Beach Lighthouse. Raising her two sons here, her family is the last in North Carolina to call a lighthouse home.
It's just an incredible feeling to be like, okay, that lighthouse is in the exact same spot and those stars are doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing. And it's just so beautiful. So yes, I do have that feeling like, I've had it since the beginning, like, you're gonna let me do this?
The light keepers left the lighthouse in the late 1930s, losing their job to innovation and electricity. The government taking over care of the lighthouses, and for decades, the Currituck Beach Lighthouse crumbled until 1980, when a group of locals decided this lighthouse was worth saving.
You just have a sense of place here that people feel immediately walking on site.
Restoring and rebuilding, they brought back the old lighthouse and the job of the lightkeeper.
Yeah, I do. We can do it. We can make it last.
While she doesn't have to worry about keeping the oil burning, making sure a 147-year-old building stays standing requires a lot of work and effort in an unceasing battle against weather, water, and time.
So we want this lighthouse to be here and not underwater and shining for 1,500 years. That's my goal.
From the tens of thousands of bricks
220 up, 220 down, yeah.
To the one-of-a-kind walkway that surrounds it. After all these years, Megan still finds a way to see everything in a whole new light.
Like, I've climbed it 3,000 times for sure. It never gets boring because it's always different. The weather is different, the wind is different, the temperature is different, the ocean is different.
After almost 2 decades, Megan still remembers the first time she really looked up.
Once they both slept through the night and I walked outside, I was like, how have I missed this? This whole, like, the stars are your original aids to navigation. How have I missed them? And now I try to be out almost every night, just a little.
Megan's kids won't likely take over her job.
I don't think so.
That's not how things work anymore. And when she's done, she doesn't know if there will ever be another family to live at the Currituck Beach Lighthouse.
But it's not necessarily meant to be the story of Megan and Louise. It's meant to be the story of the Currituck Beach Lighthouse, and we just bump into it a little bit.
The lighthouse, a consistent beacon among constant change. Because no matter what, the light will always be on, even if she is the last of the light keepers. With photojournalist Jenna Kurtz, Maureen Worse, Queen City News.
What a powerful story. The Currituck Beach Lighthouse is now run by a nonprofit. It's $10 to climb all 220 stairs, and that money goes to keeping the lighthouse running. Now let's talk about a different kind of lighthouse. This one is in Iowa, and it's made out of snow. As you can see, the Wiersma family is into snow sculpting, and this might be their most intricate design yet. The lighthouse is complete with a spiral staircase and observation deck. It's not only turning heads, but also helping to raise money for an organization that provides clean drinking water for communities across the globe.
I think it's good that we can help others with this snow fort and get water for other people.
We want to instill in our kids, and we believe that life is the most fulfilling when you do things for others and when you look to serve others. So that's been a huge thing and a huge blessing.
A great cause. This is the 4th year the family has done something like this. Now turning to a story here in the East that's all about helping communities. Some people in Morehead City are working hard to make sure everyone has a warm winter. Carteret Coats for Kids, a local Facebook group, will be holding coat drives throughout the month. You can see them handing out winter coats and collecting donated ones at a drive last week. Jennifer Johnson says her desire to help sparked after noticing many organizations were not donating because of the pandemic.
A lot of people unfortunately cannot afford to buy a winter jacket that you may only need for a month or two out of the year, or they've grown out of it from the last thing. So the really nice thing about it is when I donate to people, they usually have a jacket to donate back to us. So it's really just this nice exchange.
The donation deadline is January 28th. For more information like where to donate, visit the group's Facebook page, Carteret Coats for Kids. Here's a story about a little girl with a really big heart. In Forsyth County, an elementary school student is going above and beyond to take care of those who are homeless. Cindy Farmer has more.
At Louisville Elementary School, they're teaching students to become world changers. And one student is learning that lesson well. Bree Hall is only in the 4th grade, but she's working hard to change the world for the homeless in her community.
I was laying in my bed one night and I was really cold in my room. And my mom said, well, some people have to stay outside during all this cold weather. And so I wanted to give them something that will keep them warm whenever it's cold outside.
So she started Bree's Blankets, a push to collect blankets she can hand out to homeless people.
We get the blankets by some people donating money, or some people donate their gently used blankets. And we wash them, but if they've already washed them, we don't wash them because they already washed them. But when they donate money, we go and buy blankets.
She's filled basket after basket and heart after heart with her donations. Some she gives directly to homeless people in her community, others to places that serve them, like Samaritan Ministries and the Forsyth County Sheriff's Office.
A lot of times they're really grateful for getting a blanket. It just makes them really happy that they have something to keep them warm.
Anna Balzer is the principal at Louisville Elementary. She says Bree's a great example to all of the students at the school.
This is what we want our students to be, world changers. And we talk about why we're here and what we want to do in the world, and she's a prime example of that.
Bree says she just wants to help.
I get really happy that I know that they're going to use it and they're going to be warm.
And she's not going to give up until she's made a difference.
I still know that there's a lot more out there, and I want to know that they are warm. So I try to give out as many blankets as I can so a lot of people can be warm.
She has a challenge for us all.
Well, anybody can do this, no matter what age or what grade they're in.
And why do it?
Because you're spreading joy and kindness and love to everybody that you give them to.
Big words for a little girl with a big heart.
And we were just trying to keep it from going from one side of the freeway to the other, keep it in the middle.
Ahead of 9 on the positive side, how a sea lion made its way onto a busy highway and how this isn't the first time he's ventured away from his normal habitat before. And a little later, listen up, Girl Scout cookie lovers. There's a new flavor coming to boxes near you. Welcome back. For patients and workers at Carolina East Medical Center, days can sometimes seem lonely and tough, but one therapy dog program is bringing joy to the center. 9 on your side's Caitlin Richards caught up with those who work with the therapy dogs on how the pups are helping everyone they come in contact with.
Patients and staff here at Carolina East Medical Center look forward to the special visits from the therapy dogs. Since 2014, Therapaws has been making their rounds at Carolina East. Around 15 dogs of all shapes and sizes and breeds bring warmth and sense of home for those at the hospital that can't be at their home.
They become the handlers, and the canines become family because they look forward to seeing the staff. They look forward to seeing the patients and vice versa. One of the dogs, a dachshund named Hamilton, gets pushed around in a stroller to make visits.
It is amazing. It is, I can't even tell you the tears it brings to people's eyes. You can just see them relax with the dogs there.
Now many of the dogs are rescues, and along with learning the ropes by example through veteran dogs, the canines have to go through certification programs.
The way it does work is we ask that they have their AKC Canine Good Citizen certification, and then they also would get a secondary certification as a certified therapy dog.
If you know someone who's staying at Carolina East Medical Center that would like a special visit from one of these dogs, head to WNCT.com for more information on how to make that request. In New Bern, Caitlin Richards, 9 on your side.
Out in Cleveland, puppies are being trained to help out those who are sight impaired. It's through a company called Guiding Eyes for the Blind. It volunteers trainers across the country who teach basic skills. Those involved say it's a months-long process to get a dog ready to handle daily activities like navigating city streets or being in an office or in a store. The need for trainers is growing nationwide.
As a person who's blind myself, reaching out and asking for help from a stranger is a little less comfortable than it used to be given these times. So having a guide dog at your side to help you with mobility, the demand has increased significantly.
Puppy raisers say it's always tough to let them go when they're all trained because they love them so much that they don't want to give them up. When children are adopted at the Jasper County Courthouse in Missouri with Judge Joe Hensley, there's a bonus. He makes them balloon animals. Yeah, there he is right there doing that. Hensley had done more than 1,000 adoptions as a lawyer before becoming a judge. He wanted to make that special when he took over the bench, so he decided to invest a little time and energy into this.
It's something I picked up during our campaign back in 2014, and I've just continued to do it for our adoption kids.
Judge Hensley is amazing, and he has a huge heart for kids in care and the foster care system as a whole, and so this is just a really special thing, and I'm so excited that my boys get to experience this with him.
Judge Hensley estimates he does 75 to 100 adoptions a year. He says it's the highlight of his docket. He points out it costs just a few pennies to make the balloon animals, an investment with a huge payoff. Now, this is not something you probably see every day. A sea lion wandering onto a San Diego, California freeway and people trying to guide it off the road. Officials stopped traffic while SeaWorld's rescue team scooped up the roughly 200-pound juvenile male sea lion into a safety net. Rescuers say it wasn't the first time he's ventured away from the water.
Was rescued in early November from Harbor Island Drive, was released shortly after, and has been showing up in kind of odd situations and spots since then. This is the weirdest though.
We hear there's a waterway that he could have traveled, but still, it was at least 15 miles. I was shocked.
Based on the testing done at SeaWorld, National Marine Fisheries will decide if he should stay in captivity.
When they pulled me aside, I was like, what's going on? I was kind of scared and low-key on the verge of crying.
Coming up on 9 on the positive side, a student gets the surprise of her life. More next. An Ohio school student won't have to worry about paying for college. It's all thanks to a scholarship she won by doing what she loves, playing the clarinet. Jack Shea was there when the student found out she won.
There are many talented musicians and top-notch students in the band at West Geauga High School, and one of them is about to be rewarded for her achievements in a way that she could not have imagined. 17-year-old Alexis Brown is a respected clarinet player in the concert and marching bands and a member of the National Honor Society. Lexi, as she's known to family and friends, caught the attention of the admission staff at Teal College in Greenville, Pennsylvania, by her performance in a scholarship competition.
Just her way of juggling high school and band is definitely very impressive for us. As we know, it can definitely be a stressful time, especially with COVID and everything.
As she headed to band class on Monday afternoon, Alexis Brown had no idea that she was about to be rewarded for all of her hard work at West Geauga High.
On behalf of Teal College, I would like to present you and congratulate you with this full tuition scholarship for Teal College. Do you have?
For Alexis, receiving the scholarship is making her dream of going to college a reality.
There you go, look at that.
And the surprise scholarship was a well-kept secret among the students and staff at West Geauga High.
I did not expect it at all. I was like, when they pulled me aside, I was like, what's going on? I was kind of scared and low-key on the verge of crying.
The accomplishments of Alexis Brown are even more amazing when you consider how busy she is away from school, providing care for her elderly grandparents. For the family, the scholarship confirms what Alexis has believed throughout her life, that any goal can be achieved through hard work and dedication.
It's a godsend, it really is. You know, it's a blessing for her. She's put in a lot of work. This is a kid that started working at 14. She had 2 part-time jobs, plus going to school, plus being involved in marching band. That's been so passionate and important to her in her life.
Jack Shea, Fox 8 News in Geauga County.
A West Virginia high schooler is making headlines in the bull riding world. John Gregory is a junior. He's always wanted to learn how to ride bulls, and he did in New York last summer. He then joined the High School Rodeo Association to begin pursuing his dreams. Now he's riding in front of his hometown crowd in Beckley.
It's a blessing, you know. I come here like 2 years ago, and I was up in the stands watching them. I was like, man, it'd be an honor to just like ride here, and I'm actually, making my dreams come true. It's all I wanted to do. And
Gregory describing riding as an adrenaline rush. Gregory hopes he'll make a lot of money from the sport, and he also wants to inspire others. Girl Scout cookie season is here. Next on 9 on the positive side, we'll tell you about a new flavor in cookie boxes near you. Sweets for your sweet tooth and mine. It's Girl Scout cookie season. This year, the organization is incorporating the brownie with their new cookie called the Adventureful. It showcases a brownie-like base, caramel-flavored cream, and a hint of sea salt. Lucky for you, cookie selling season is underway if you'd like to buy a box. And that's all the time we have for this weekend, but we want to show you one thing, this baby elephant that was born a few weeks ago. Have a great